We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, Barn 11970. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. Got a full moon out there, and I want people to start focusing on the fact that, and this is just my opinion, you could do your own research. I always tell people it's exactly what you should do. But in my opinion, I feel there is a manufactured crisis about to happen, and it's one of the oldest tricks in the books, the problem, reaction, solution. Now, I've been starting to watch some videos recently, and, hats off to anybody that makes videos speaking about truth and trying to expose the corruption. Uh, there have been videos surfacing because if you've seen lately, they're talking about the fact that, Christmas might not be as good as you think because, with all the shortages and everything, there might be not enough products going around. Well, there have been videos surfacing that the ports on the West Coast are just not operating. Now, whether that's true or not, I cannot say because I'm not on the west coast of this country. I live in Florida. And you never know with people with videos, with clickbait and things, you never know if somebody is being truthful or not. I mean, they showed all of these huge cranes not moving, and the person said they haven't been moving all day, and yet there are dozens upon dozens of truckers waiting for cargo to go and deliver, but that it's not even the cargo areas are not even moving. So if that is the case, they are manufacturing this. Why is that? Well, look at all the things that are supposedly happening all at this time. They are creating these mandates where people have to be, if you work for the government or the police force or things like that, if you work for the government, you have to get these, shots. And if you don't, you'll lose your job. That's very democratic and very freedom-oriented, isn't it? But lots of people, as a matter of fact, hundreds of thousands of people are quitting, especially in the police force. Well, crime is going up in certain areas, not around here in Florida. I mean, if I could give you any incentive to move to Florida, if you like freedom, if you like a governor that actually cares about his people, as far as I've ever seen. Now, I don't trust any politician as far as I can throw him, but this guy, DeSantis, I lived in New York all my life. I've only been here for about 2 years. Ron DeSantis is the most incredible governor I've ever seen. But there's still freedom here. There are no mandates. As a matter of fact, he's going to be starting a lawsuit. So if you were thinking about getting the heck out of wherever you are, come down to Florida or come to Texas, the two states that seem to have the most freedom left. But if you look at what's going on, it's quite interesting that it's either one of a coincidence or it's being manufactured. Because all of these police are quitting, which means there's not going to be enough security, which means there's going to be a lot of potential crime. Well, what do you think's going to happen if all of a sudden around Christmas time or Thanksgiving, all of a sudden products on the shelves are not being restocked? That's going to create panic, and that's going to create a lot more crime out there. Well, there's not going to be much of a police force to be able to stop it, so what do you think the government's going to do? They're going to come in like the superheroes and say, oh, we'll save you. We'll create a task force where the police are now federalized. Quite interesting situation that could potentially happen. Now, if you're one of the people that have followed my channel for years, and if you haven't, look at some of my videos, especially if you haven't seen the video, The Truth About the United States Law and You. Also, if you go under my must-watch video playlist, you'll see many videos where I was telling people to make sure you stock up on anything you need, not out of fear, but out of preparation for any situation, because it doesn't have to be a life or death situation to have something that's needed. I mean, you could be living up north and the power goes out for a couple of days. What do? You could have a storm where you can't go out. The idea is not to be like the millions of people who think, well, tomorrow's just going to be another day, because you never know. And I've always told people, make sure you supply up on food and things that you need. Again, not out of fear, but this way you don't have to worry. One of the things I always did throughout my years, anytime I see a sale on something that I think I could potentially need, I would purchase it. When do most people buy things? When they absolutely need it. Well, if there's, for example, a hurricane, and all of a sudden there are thousands of people trying to get the very thing that you're getting, either it's going to be gone or you're going to be paying through the nose. So you're seeing gas prices rising, you're seeing all these situations happening. And again, I'm not saying to anyone out there to panic. You can be in the eye of the storm and watch the storm all around you. It does not mean it's going to affect you. So if you take my information as something to be afraid of, you should not be watching my videos. And you have probably not been watching my videos for a long time. Being prepared doesn't mean you're paranoid, doesn't mean you're scared. There is not going to be an end of the world that they're trying to scare you. This is one big movie they're trying to portray. And like any movie, it's only going to affect you if you allow it. And yes, Intuitive Observer says it's definitely wise to save food. So there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they tried to make people that prep and stuff like that as some weird psychopath conspiracy theorists. Well, look at all the things that are going on in this world. You know, there are things going on now that even I couldn't have predicted, and I've been warning people about situations on my channel since 2012 on this channel, but I had another channel before that that I deleted, which I totally regret doing, but that was back in the days I let bullies take advantage of my situations and my trust, and I just gave up at one point. But I did have a channel called Barn on 11967, but I deleted that and deleted all the videos, but I started up again probably a couple of days later. But I've been trying to warn people about this stuff for years because I can see what's going on. And people just seem to be oblivious to this. I cannot fathom at this point how anybody can not see what's going on. So to me, this is a reaction, solution, scenario out in the open, being played right before your eyes. So what I would highly recommend is to, again, not use fear, not to be paranoid, not to be worried or concerned. Stock up on supplies, but just be careful, because one of the things I think this is doing is trying to get people to spend money. If you don't have money to spare, then don't put yourself in situations. I don't want anybody wasting, using their credit cards and putting themselves in debt. They are starting January 1st. Another thing they are not talking about is any transactions, like for example, if you have Cash App, which is one of the things I have here if anybody ever wanted to leave a donation or anything. I don't get donations or anything, so it's not like I need them. I don't do this for money or anything. But I mean, if somebody ever wanted to contribute to the channel, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't say no, because like they say, you never turn down a person's kindness. But the starting effective January 1st of 2022, any transaction over $600 now gets instantly and immediately reported to the IRS, and a 1099 form is sent out to you. Now, of course, they lied by saying, oh, we're only going to tax the wealthy. This is a form of tax because, how many people have used sites like that to kind of just survive and not have to report every single thing that they have, because there's not much left if you're giving it all away. But now the IRS is just going to take it. So all I can say to people is to not worry. As you can see, if you watch my videos, I'd like to think I am a pretty consistent person, especially in the past probably 5 years or so. I am not scared, I'm not concerned, I'm not worried. There is not going to be a nuclear war. There isn't going to be the earth exploding. It's not going to be any of that stuff. But if they can convince you of that, and you are the creator of your own world, well, guess what might be a possibility. So I would highly recommend getting out of the negative ways that you've been thinking, the fear-based, lower vibrational energy. And always realize, because like I say all the time, you need real eyes to realize that you control your own destiny. Like I've said in other videos, you ever see somebody that lives in, like, for example, tornado alley and there's a tornado coming into a town and devastates everyone except for maybe two or three houses. I mean, look at the eruption in the island, I think La Palma, in the Canary Islands near Spain. There are places where it was devastating the town, but then it went around a couple of houses. So just because something might be heading your way does not mean it's going to affect you. And that's why I know no matter how many storms come my way, it will never affect us to the point where we're going to have a problem. So far, knock on wood, we've had a couple of storms here, plenty of storms in New York, and they've always missed us. I mean, I went through Hurricane Sandy. I remember that. And I remember the devastation it created all around Long Island where I was living at the time. And I lived a mandatory evacuation flood zone area. And we lost our power for a grand total of 3 seconds. And there was no flood in our area. And yet places all over the Long Island, years later, were still affected. So what I want to try and convince you all of is no matter what's going on in the world, you control your own destiny. Do not let somebody else write your script. This is a war on the mind and the heart. For whatever reason, there are people who feel the need to have to control others, their own personal happiness, I guess. Because when you have all the money that you need in the world, and you have all the power in the world, if you have all the fame you need in the world, there is no need to have to step on others other than you're just not a good human being. Provided that's even what they are. At this point, it wouldn't even shock me. Nothing shocks me at this point anymore. But if you look at this world, you are a creator. Remember how many times I've said your emotions are energy in motion. Make things matter, because what are things made of? Made of matter. It's all in the words. I've been trying to tell people the longest time, and that's why no matter what's right now, I know that I will always have just enough to what I need to get me out of whatever situation is going to arrive. I have bad times just like you do. I'm not sitting here and saying my life is squeaky clean. I mean, I'm living in a very small house, but it's my house. I paid for it. I lost all of my jobs. I have had a lot of problems. As a matter of fact, I've been sick the past, from Sunday till about yesterday. I was in bed sick, my lungs filled with basically what felt like. Yet, I have no booster shots. I have no vaccine. I had no medical need. I didn't go to the hospital. What did I do? I drank plenty of water, drank plenty of orange juice. I had my inhaler, so I used that. I used about 6 over-the-counter cold pills, 4 aspirin. Sunday, well, actually Monday I started feeling it. And then on Friday I started feeling better. So the idea is to not think that the world is just going to be sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes situations just happen, but it's what you do with it and how you handle it. When I got sick, I didn't worry, panic. I didn't sit there and think, oh my God, I'm going to die. I just said, okay, I have a need to do to fix it. And I did it. You can too. If you think you can't do something, well, you're making that your truth. So, yes, I believe there are evil people out there that are trying to manufacture situations. And yes, they are tricking people. And there could be times ahead. But that does not mean it will affect you. Do you ever notice that no matter how bad things get, you always seem to have something come up at the last minute to help you out of the situation just enough so your head is above water? Now, I know, and trust me, I'm one of those. It's nice to be your head above water, but it kind of stressful. It kind of sucks. It's years and years of your head being under just above the water. Well, isn't it better than it being just below the water? Just be grateful with what you have. You know, I don't have a lot, and I've lost a lot in the past year and a half. I lost the business that I moved down here for. I lost my ability to be a licensed massage therapist. I haven't done that in 2 years and moved here. I haven't had the chance to renew it. What's the sense of renewing a massage license if people are afraid to go near you because of what's going on in the world? So, um, as my boyfriend says, I'm not a team player. Well, that's probably a good thing because leaders lead. Team is nice if you're on the right team. And if somebody's going to tell you you're on the wrong team, maybe you are. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's bad. So sometimes people send you messages to kind of hello McFly moment. Do what you feel is right. Do not do what anybody else tells you, including me. I don't tell you what to do. I share my experience, I give my opinions, and I talk about my truth. You have to decide whether what I say and do and think resonates with you, even if there's only one part of this that resonates with you. And that's why you see, like I always say, I don't edit my videos. I don't make them all fancy. I don't make sure I say everything right. I don't have a plan about what I'm saying. You notice the words come out and they seem to resonate with the very few people that come here. And yeah, I can understand. It's definitely bothersome. You have to explain to your boyfriend that you live your life the way you want to, and if he truly cares about you, he will respect that. And if he does not respect you, then that's life's way of showing you what you don't. And you have to ask yourself, why would you stick around with someone or something that doesn't make you happy? And the problem that maybe we all need to learn. Maybe that's why all these happen. Because sometimes when you're stubborn, you don't move. Well, I've said in previous videos, if you are a gigantic stone in the middle of a river, what do you think's going to happen to that stone, even if it takes months, years, decades, centuries? If you have that river constantly bombarding that stone, eventually it will tear it down to nothing. Being stubborn means you don't move. When you don't move, you do not. Sometimes life is trying to push you to motivate you to move. If you don't listen, you're just going to be bombarded by life, which is that stream. And I have videos that talk about this stuff. If you have not seen some of my videos, especially in the past 5 years, I highly recommend listening to them. Yes, they're long. I am not those people that believes in the cutting up of the videos and doing things for people with short attention spans. If this stuff is important to you enough to where you can listen to it completely, then there is no helping you. I don't try and cater to my audience. I speak my mind, I do things the way I feel is necessary, and those that resonate and those that care will spend the time listening and doing something with their life. I have no time for people who attention span of a 30-second interval where I need to cut a video just so they'll pay attention. If you're not willing to pay attention to those willing to help nothing, then that's why very few people watch my channel, and the very few people that watch my channel watch long videos. Trust me, I see how much people watch these videos. The average watch time is between 3 and 5. My average video is about 30 minutes long. So most people just care. And that's fine. Because I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. If you don't want to listen to a person who has been very consistent, who has seen things before they happen, who has been pretty much spot on, not perfect, but spot on about... Oh, okay, I got cut off. Yeah, it's always happens that way. When I start talking too much, all of a sudden everything starts going and getting cut off. It's actually funny, even on my comic book channel in a while, never get cut off talking about things that matter, and just happens to coincidentally just get disconnected or something. So yeah, but that doesn't shock me. I've been dealing with that. I mean, my channel's been basically ghost banned for 5 or 6 years. I mean, I have, what, 40, 50,000 subscribers. My average video is about 500 views. You know, like I said, to me, quality over quantity. I would rather have 2 people listen to me that care about what I have to say and it help them become better people than to have millions of people that just follow me because I'm the next latest thing. I will never trend, and that's fine. I will never have millions of subscribers and millions of viewers. I'm okay with that. I'm here for those who resonate with my message, who feel that what I have to offer can help benefit them. That to me is what's important, not the numbers. Because trust me, I don't do this for the money. You know what my last PayPal amount was for advertisement in AdSense? It was about $4. Trust me, I don't do this for the money. I'm not selling you any products. I do not have any t-shirts. Yes, I sell the Orgone pyramids, but let me ask you this. When was the last time I even talked about them? If somebody's interested in Orgone pyramids, they can look them up. I even have a video just to show you how little I worry about my life as far as income is concerned. And again, I have probably about $100 in my bank account right now. Probably less. But I sell Orgone pyramids, and if you're ever interested in them, look in the link in the description. But I also have a video on here. It's one of probably my 10th or 9th or 8th or somewhere, the top 10 of my most viewed videos that actually teaches you how to make. So I was really worried about making nothing but money. It would be counterproductive for me to make a video teaching people how to make them so you don't have to buy them from me. Lona says, "Help, I found my son dead in the front yard 2 years ago. Can't get him out of my mind." I'm sorry to hear if that happened. You may want to talk to a counselor. That would be my recommendation. That's definitely can't be a good thing to find, and I'm sorry to see that happen. But if that's an honest statement, I would highly suggest to seek some counseling and maybe find a way to help yourself. I mean, the worst thing to do is to keep it inside. Anything in you is to ever keep it inside, or start going towards alcohol or drugs or anything to hide the problem. All it does is it exacerbates it. So I'm very sorry to hear that, but I would definitely recommend getting yourself some counseling and some help, somebody to talk to. So all right, I'm going to stop this right now. I appreciate all of you that watch, because like I said, very few people watch my videos, and even fewer watch them to the end or watch entire videos. I'm not here for those that are looking for the famous videos or the popular people or the latest trend or cut up scenes or something your attention span be able to be paying attention. I am here for those that I do. Clean cut, here it is, unedited. This is who I am. This is my message. You'll like it or you won't. What happens to you, I hope nothing but the best. I've had people give me death threats over the years. I've had pretend to be my friend over the years. I've had people insult me over the years, and yet I still stay consistent because I learned from my mistake. Back when I first started, I was paranoid. I was very upset. I was very concerned about what people thought. And that's one of the reasons why I shut down my channel, the Barnon 11967, years ago. But the thing about bad things to you, if you don't learn from them, it will continue to get worse. So, yes, I'm not perfect. No, I never will be. Will learn from my mistakes. So when I see a problem come to me, I take it as a badge of honor that's out there enough to say, here's a problem you need to fix. But if you don't pay attention to it, it doesn't go away. Moving to another area will not solve you, to help you. Villanonia, I can understand you saying you just want your baby back, but again, I highly recommend getting yourself some counseling, because I can't help you with that. I definitely cannot bring your child. So go seek some help. Can talk to you. Don't be sorry. I can, believe me, I understand. I lost my father in a fire back in 2012. I would love to have my father back, but life is the way it is. I look at it this way, and maybe this advice will help you when it comes to the law. Think of it as we all come here, and this is my belief. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to believe it. Nobody has to believe it. This is what I believe. This is my truth, and I'm going to share it with you. When it comes to losing someone or something you love, I truly feel in my heart that we, as light beings, for whatever reason, come down to this third dimensional plane / fourth dimensional plane to experience this for whatever reasons. So when somebody, quote unquote, dies, think of it as maybe they just wanted to be here for a little while and now they're back home, or they're on another journey. Light can never extinguish. It is forever. So your child is not gone. They have moved on, and they're waiting for you when it's your time. Now, that doesn't mean you join them tomorrow or today or next week. It means anyone that touches your soul will always be there waiting for you and want nothing but the best for you. Maybe they left because they needed to teach you something. Maybe you want to learn about loss until it's gone. So if you see it that way, then that means that person did what they did to help you improve your life in some way, shape, or form. But again, it's like a test. You cannot pass a test you do not take. It doesn't matter if the test is right there in front of you. It doesn't even matter if somebody gave you the answers and they're right there. If you don't take the test, you cannot pass it. So don't ignore the gift that you have been given. And understand that you can only feel pain towards something you love. So cherish the love. Focus on that love. And one day, when your natural time, you will be together again. Like I said, natural time. Nobody should ever take their life. And if you do that, you'll be right back here again to learn your problems. What I believe, and again, this is my belief, is this is a learning lesson here. And it's like school. If you fail school, you have to. So when you're ready to move on, open your heart. Get rid of what tells you things that you don't want to hear up here. This is your power, your heart. Follow it. Appreciate it. It will guide you to where you want to go unless you ignore it. Think of it like, you ever see those cartoons where, somebody's starving, walking down the road, and somebody puts out an apple or cherry pie on the windowsill to let it cool, and you see that little trail of the scent? Follow that scent. It'll guide you where you need to be. So, you can't get your child back, just like I cannot get my father back. But you can be there with them someday, if you allow it to naturally occur. In other words, you do not speed up the process of your leaving this world, and you let it happen naturally. Nobody should be taking their lives for any reason. So that I want to stress. Because like I said, I've had everything taken away from me. And yet I'm still here. Doesn't mean my life is full of roses and I'm sitting here trying to preach it as I'm in my Malibu home on the beach. No, I'm far from that. What I'm saying is, you have to say to yourself, what can I learn from that experience? And think about that your child left this world because they needed to teach you something. And you were so important that they came to this world and connected to you, soul to soul, to be a part of your life, had a mission, completed that mission, and knew it was time to act, of course. But if you just focus on the negative and the hurt, you will be that way forever. And how is that beneficial? And then that person died for nothing. Learn from what message you think they sent you for that, what their purpose was to make you feel so much about that loss that maybe you ever see somebody out of a tragedy become a hero? I mean, some of the most greatest inventions we have are based on wartime situations. So take that pain that you feel, and instead of harnessing it and letting it destroy you alive, use it for some kind of good. And you'll say, let's say 5 years from now, after hearing this, you got so motivated that you found the cure for cancer. Well, what if the only way to find that cure was to have the scenario happen the way it did, and then knowing that your child came here for that sole purpose, knowing that you would eventually be driven down a path that led you to that path that helped save the world? Well, then that's a noble sacrifice your child gave you, and it makes it something different. So it's your choice to view it as negative, depressing, and hurtful, which it is. I didn't like losing my father in a fire. My father would be, I think, 70 years old now. Sometimes life just goes the way they need to go. So I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope you can find something good out of this. Because I guarantee if you had a crystal ball or you had a time machine, you can go back in time. I guarantee you, if you had the option, you would change places. I know most people would do that, but you can't do that, and we don't have that technology. So we cannot revive the dead, but we can cherish their sacrifice and make something of it. That choice is yours. Because I promise you, if you sit alone crying, feeling miserable in your life, you're not doing anything for you, you're not doing anything good for anybody else. Now, of course, everybody needs grievance. Everybody needs time to heal. Give yourself that time. And you're welcome. I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope one day you will send me a message saying that this conversation helped bring you to another path, and you did something so beautiful in the world, and you saved somebody else's life, or you made something better in the world. And if that's the case, then you think of what your child did as a noble sacrifice, and that makes it beautiful. Or you can continue the path that you're on. That's your choice. I hope you take the first one. So with that being said, 41 people out of 41 viewers hit the thumbs up button. That means so much to me. Thank you so much. If you are one of the people that watches my videos, or at least watch this video from beginning to end, put it in the comment section that you did. Let people know that you're one of the very few people that are willing to listen to this person's rants. I'd like to hope I help people in some way or form. And maybe in that sense, it also helps me myself. Everything happens for a reason, unless you decide it doesn't. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great night. And as you can see with the title of this video, like I said, I do not plan what I have to say. I just say, that's my gift. It's not for everybody. If it's for you, then thank you. I hope you all night. Stay safe, be prepared, and don't let other people give you misinformation. And I'm going to leave you with this, because I've said this before about a dream I had. I had a dream, and I've said this before, but just in case people haven't seen the video, I had a dream one time where an angel approached me and was nothing but evil and cruel and nasty and not anything like what I thought an angel would be. And then later on in the dream, I saw what really appeared like an angel, like a beautiful woman in bright, glowing light like I've never seen in my life. And I asked this angel, I said, well, I spoke to an angel that they said they were an angel. And they were not nice. They were mean. They were talking about things that did not seem very angelic. Why would somebody do that? And the full of light angel said, well, they were an angel. They didn't lie to you, but they were a fallen angel. You didn't ask the right questions. This world is full of half-truths, partial truths. Think of it like a puzzle to be solved. When somebody tells you something, it may be accurate, but not truthful. Or it may be partially truthful, but they leave out other parts. It's up to you to figure that out. Do not believe everything you are told, especially from anyone that could profit off of it. Because this whole manufacturing situation, who's going to be hurt? The Walmarts and the McDonald's of the world, or the mom and pops of the world? This $600 tax that they're going to be doing, even though they said they wouldn't tax people, and it's not, quote, technically a tax. Who is it going to affect? Do you think CEOs are going to be affected by a $600 charge? Or do you think it's going to be the regular people? And I hate saying that word. I always hate when people say, oh, the ordinary people are the regular people. Everybody is the same. Unless you choose otherwise. So, you could hate me. You could hate my message. And trust me, I have haters. But those haters have remained haters for years, which means they have hate in their heart. And all they show me is for me to be thankful for them displaying that hatred to show me what I do not want to be. That's how you have to look at things if you want your life to move. You don't need to win the lottery. I haven't won it. You don't need to live in a house that's on the beach and swimming pools and pool tables and everything. It'd be nice, but if that's your idea of happiness and you don't have it, well, then you're never going to be happy. I don't have a pool table. I don't have enough room in my house for a pool table. I don't have a swimming pool. But you know what I do and what I'm going to be doing after this video? See those stars out there? I'm going to get one of my chairs. I'm going to sit down with a bunch of the stray cats that follow me that I take care of. I know one of them will jump up on my lap and fall asleep on my lap as I look up at the stars. And I'm just going to think of how amazing my life is. I choose to be happy even if I don't have everything I want. Because you never know what it brings. Tomorrow I may get everything I want. Tomorrow I may lose everything I have. But tomorrow isn't here. It's now. Live in the now. Be prepared for tomorrow. Be ready for tomorrow. But live in the now. So I'm going to do a little bit of meditation. I'm going to stare up at this perfect, clear sky. You probably see that one star. You probably can't see the rest. But I'm just going to gaze up at that sky and be very grateful that I have the ability to do so. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful night. And please, take the time to leave a comment. Let me know, let others know what you think about what I say. Even if you think it's total BS. As long as you're honest, that's all I care about. So thank you very much. Have a great night and peace and love to all. But you know what? Maybe we're here because we wanted to enjoy the circus. You don't have to be part of the circus to enjoy it. Take care, everybody.